Beautiful Aquarius, how you doing? My name is Miss Shelley. Thank you so much for being here, Aquarius. Happy Thursday to you. So I got some new cards. I want to give a shout out to the Healing Spot. She is a tarot reader here on YouTube, and she recommended a deck, and I got that deck, and I'm going to pull. It's a scripture deck. I'm going to pull it later on at the end of the reading, but I got some new cards and I just wanted to give you a reading. Okay, so let's get right into it. The first card you have out from the Crow deck, it says call across the void. Your inner voice, long ignored, now demands to be heard. Its tone may surprise you. Excuse me. Mercury retrograde has gone direct and we're still in the post shadow, and I don't know why Mercury always makes me utter a stutter on top of my usual muttering. So excuse me, okay? But yeah, the call across the void. So your voice is going to be heard. There's going to be a announcement, or there could be a calling out, or you're just going to be speaking your mind, okay? I feel that there's a new version of you, okay? So that's the first card out. I was only trying to get one, but then they gave me the cleansing rain. A wash of insight clears away confusion. What remains is the essential, unadorned fact. Okay. So I'm getting the energy here also that there's somebody who's going to help you get some sort of insight that you were not sure about. Maybe your intuition was telling you something, but you doubted your intuition, or you just weren't really sure. There's going to be someone outside of you who brings you some sort of insight that helps clear away the confusion, clear away and give you certainty, facts, okay? And I'm also getting the energy, this might be that you're calling someone, you know, or you're calling someone out here as well. Whoever it is, whether it's an entity, your guides, spirit, God, giving you this insight and clarity and truth, or a human being here on earth, someone or some entity is going to clear things up. They don't have no bone in this fight. Okay, they don't have no nickel in this dime. They don't have any it doesn't affect them. They're not a part of it. So they're not invested. Why wouldn't they give you the truth? All right. So that's what I'm getting. Somebody is going to clear something up for you. And I feel like you already know, but you need certainty, and then you're going to speak on it. Something like that. For others of you, there's an energy here where you may have been quiet long enough, and now you're going to speak up. You're going to have that conversation. You're going to speak your mind. You're no longer going to have your voice on, mute, so to speak. You're going to speak up, because it says here the tone may surprise you. You may even surprise yourself, but you'll definitely be surprising some people. Roles could be reversed, flip-flop, transposed, so take it as it resonates and take it as it applies, Aquarius. Let's see what else is here. Oh, there's a renewal, okay? There's a reset. I'm also getting that there could be some sort of celebration. All right, you could be very proud of yourself. Community, self-worth, and intention. I'm also getting, Aquarius, whatever intentions you are setting, plant your seeds and then be still. Allow Spirit Guide Source to do what Spirit does. Okay? You're going to have something to celebrate. Now, for some of you, there's some sort of celebration coming up this week, this weekend, the next few days, and you are going to be able to enjoy yourself. But this may be where you're speaking up, and it doesn't have to be a bad thing. You could be more social. You could be relating to people. You could be networking. You could be making deals. You could be surprising people by showing the new version of yourself, your authenticity, your truth. You are whole. You are moving from that energy here. And it feels really, really good because it feels like there's some sort of freedom here in doing so. Yeah, bottom of the deck, the vibe. So this is an energy shift that's taking place for you. You're self-regulated. You're not overstimulated. For some of you, this is the energy you're moving into. For others of you, this is what you're feeling. Okay? You're in your own lane here. You are creating healthy boundaries, which is super important. And you are being inspired. You are focused, okay? That's beautiful energy. There's a huge shift that's taking place for you. There could be a reset, or, as I mentioned, this reset is basically about the new version of you, and you're being asked to show people what you're working with, okay? You could be receiving downloads. Some of you, music is involved here. I'm also getting the energy here that if you have been wanting to do something, this is the time to kind of do it. When Spirit Guide Source tells you to move. Because I see some sort of crown chakra energy. Okay, I see this energy here where you could be inspired by Spirit Guide Source to do something. You could be going for an audition. You could be going towards something that you really love to do. There could be a spark of inspiration to go and do something, and you're being asked to follow that vibe. You know, you're being asked to follow your curiosity. You're being asked to follow your spark. There's going to be a spark of inspiration. There's some music right here too, okay? So I'm not sure if someone just enjoys music, they have their playlist on repeat, or if someone is an artiste of some sort. There could be like a event planner. I'm hearing wedding planner, but it doesn't have to be. There could be some other celebration here or a gathering event that takes place with your family, your community, your job, okay, whoever your community is. I see you prioritizing with foresight as well. Let's see. For beautiful Aquarius, there's something to celebrate. There is a vibe shift. It's a discernible shift. Yeah, you could be speaking up about some sort of mistreatment, or you may feel that for some of you, there's been some sort of mind game. Somebody has been trying to manipulate you in some shape, form, or fashion, or that they've been trying to control you. And I don't think that's going to go over well with someone. Yeah, okay. So if your voice has been on mute, you are letting it out now, okay? And it's almost like I don't care, okay? There's also the energy for others of you. You're getting over things, all right? Whatever betrayals, whatever happened in the past, you're kind of getting over it and moving past it and changing. There's an old version that is laid to rest here. For some of you, not all. Yeah, there's a discernible shift. Things are getting much better for you, Aquarius, okay? They want you to follow your spark. They want you to, again, when Spirit Guide Source says move, they kind of want you to do so, okay? I feel that there's a level of excitement here. Some could be traveling, journeying. For others of you, there's an energy here that if you have been going round and around with someone, you know, a relationship, romantic or non, it looks like you're moving past that, okay? You're moving past that. You're moving on. There's a change in the tide here. Yeah, and I feel like something that has been laying dormant. For some of you, there's some sort of childhood wounds or wounds from the past that, like I mentioned, they're being laid to rest. Something had you stuck. Something had you feeling as though this is the way it is. It's not anymore, okay? Rather, it's in a relationship or some other experience that you had. It's not like that anymore. There's definitely a reset here for your renewal. You're walking away from anything that has been keeping you in a level of confusion, or like this card says, there's a wash away when it pertains to confusion, illusions. I really feel like someone has broken through the matrix here. You've set yourself free, okay? You're rising above certain things, and you're showing up for yourself here. Like, hey, okay? You're showing up for yourself here with self-worth, with intention. There's a renewal, all right? And in this, there could be some other people who come towards you who match your vibe, is also what I'm getting. Something was up in the air. You had, like I mentioned, there's somebody who's going to come in and give you clarity and give you confirmation in regards to what you were feeling. Something that your intuition was already telling you, but you still had questions, maybe like why, or trying to figure it out. You're going to get a truthful fact from somebody who they're not invested in this. It could be a friend, someone with insight, foresight. It could be a tarot reader. It could be your spirit guides. Some of you could definitely be seeing birds. But you're being protected. But I want to say you're being cleansed, okay? There's a cleansing here for you. You're walking away. Now, in regards to that relationship thing, there could be some conversations that come up that are going to be key to understanding. And, you know, you may be wondering, or you may be not wondering, but you may be deciding to move on from something. There's two other things coming up here with this energy. I see you being committed and focused to your long-term goals. There's mental clarity. It's going to take you, you know, being responsible and diligent, yes. But you're prioritizing to win. You're investing in your long-term future, not just what works for now. You're looking at the long game. And for some of you, you may be deciding to go back to school or go and, you know, get a refresher course or get a mentor, a teacher, a guide. I feel like community is going to be important here. I also see, as I mentioned, there's a new version of you, and there's an energy here where it's important for you to embrace it. Okay? It's important for you to embrace it. That's what you're doing. I mean, that's what it is. There's a discernible shift. And there's something here about somebody going back to, you know, your true foundation, going back to something that really works for you. It really works for you. And it's time for you to do that. It's time for you to go back to school. It's time for you to go back to your roots. It's time for you to do something like that. They want you to embrace your roots. This could be spiritually speaking. This could be in regards to like reading scripture or some sort of foundation they want you to go back to, because you're going to win there. They're guiding you to win. They're guiding you to beat the battle. They're guiding you in this shift. Important, something important to note is that boundaries is really important. Yeah, and there's an energy here of organizing for success, sitting back and looking at the long game and seeing what steps you need to take, what action steps. You could be hearing sirens, or there could be this energy here, because the sirens keep happening, so I had to put pause, but I'm getting the energy here with this call across the void, your voice being raised or your voice no longer being on mute. Your throat chakra has been activated, and you may be deciding to ask somebody, what do they really want? What are their values? What are their morals? And if it aligns with you. This is giving me, see, there they go again. Of course, roles could be reversed, flip-flop, transposed, but there's an energy here of you looking at what it is that you want, what aligns with you, what's going to bring you long-term stability and security. This is also giving me the energy that, you know, someone could have recently, or you will, have a conversation about how things should be done. Right? Because the Hierophant can sometimes talk about traditions, belief systems, hierarchy, how things should be done. This is how it should be. This is how it's always been, or this is how it should be done. Okay? There's an opportunity here, Aquarius, where you're going to be able to make a shift when it pertains to your money. This energy here could talk about how we may have gone through some sort of reset, and we're seeing how we have sabotaged some of our opportunities or the vision that we've been holding, you know, or how others have assisted in sabotaging this. But with the angels coming over this person, and like I mentioned, there's some sort of strings here where something has been stuck, stagnant, feeling trapped or whatever in your dream space while you lay dormant. Something that has been dormant in you is being laid to rest. So there's a new version of you, and you're walking away from anything that brings confusion, anybody or anything that brings confusion, questions, what are we doing, things like that. You're taking a different stance here where you're going to have something to celebrate. And I feel that wherever this shift is taking you, like I mentioned, whatever sparks you, whatever passions you have, when Spirit Guides Source tells you to move, you're going to move. Okay? And there's an energy here. Oh my goodness. There's an energy here where you're more in alignment with your long-term goals, which brings stability and security to you and yours. You're focused on family and putting that money up. You're going to be excited. There's something to be excited about. On a mundane level, someone's excited about a trip, a journey, some adventure that's about to take place here. If you've been, It's been hard to let somebody go from the past or get rid of their energy, things like that. There's a cleansing here too. There's a discernible shift. Something is changing for you, Aquarius, and it's very high vibrational. Yeah, see, you're leaving some things out in the cold and you're moving forward with excitement. Something has been laid to rest here. And I feel like it's an old version of yourself dealing with old things, you know? Look, the Six of Wands wanted to pop out. You're moving out of the way and getting success, abundance, okay? And people will see you. People will see you. It's important to create healthy boundaries, Aquarius. It's important for you to say no, Aquarius. It's important for you to embrace this change. Somebody don't want you to get this message. They don't. They don't want you to get this message, but I'm going to give it anyway. You're winning a battle. Even when it pertains to your health and healthiness, healthier times ahead. You will be seen. You will have new followers for some of you, but basically this is success, winning a battle, overcoming, okay? And you will be seen victorious. There's also the energy here of recognition and reward, okay? And it's time to get excited here, Aquarius. Healthy boundaries are definitely required. And for some of you, you know, this has to do with your family, your friends, your community. It's all changing because your belief system is changing or because you're recognizing what is holding you back. All right. I'm not putting it on pause again. We're going to read these cards. Whenever Spirit, God, Source is in the room, it seems like the lower vibrational energy doesn't want you to know. But it says everything exposed by the light becomes visible and everything that is illuminated becomes a light. Okay, you're being, this is Ephesians 5:13. So the message though is that there's something that's going to be exposed. You know, nothing can hide under the sun. Okay, everything is becoming visible. You're able to see. You have clarity. You have that sort of assistance. There's also the energy here that you are becoming illuminated and your light is showing. And that's why it's important for you to create healthy boundaries, Aquarius. Just like the sirens that keep coming, every time I try to give you a message that is bringing you this success, this vibe shift, this, you know, new version of yourself. There was this noise. You're being asked to silence the noise and know what your voice is versus others. Know what your actions are versus other people's intentions. You know what I'm saying? Discernment. Discernment regarding where you begin and end and where someone else begins and ends. Okay? Illumination is here for you. And you are being called, Aquarius. When you are called, move, please, because you don't want to miss out on opportunities. You're not going to. I see you also being organized for success. That's what I see for you. There's mental clarity. And yes, there's a certain responsibility that's being given to you with your light shining, the Christ light shining. It comes with a certain amount of responsibility. There's also the energy again. It's you. What am I doing? Where am I heading? But for others of you, it's like, okay, this is how it's always been done and I'm going to do something else. Or you're asking a person. It's time to ask somebody. What are we doing as a tribe, as a club, as a group, as an organization, as a relationship, as a whole? What are we doing? And then figure out if you are in alignment with these, with this desire, okay, with this plan, with this long-term plan. Some of you, there's that type of energy. I did want to bring out one. They're telling me to bring out one of these cards. Oh man, the card fell. Hold on. So this is the Tower, and there could be a Tower moment where you are calling someone out, or having a conversation, a debate, an important conversation for some of you regarding intentions, regarding your self-worth, regarding this renewal. But the Tower is not going to hit you in a negative way. I don't feel. I feel like there is a guiding light here, and there actually is like the tower that has that light on it is how I'm seeing it, and it's like Spirit God Source is guiding you, showing you the way, okay, giving you spiritual enlightenment and spiritual direction, okay, Aquarius. But in regards to money, it talks about your earning power and building a business, making sound decisions, climbing the corporate ladder for some of you, tapping into your own power, your entrepreneurship power. There's also the energy here where some of you could have found, or you could find, that you're having an issue with, the Wi-Fi towers. Things like that. There could be some changes taking place regarding technology. There could be some things that you're noticing. Okay? You could be noticing the matrix. You could be noticing how people are in power who are trying to control certain things. For others of you who feel that people in the hierarchies, people who control things, are making you feel a little bit unstable, like I don't know if I'm going to be here for another 5 years, the way things are changing. Corporations are merging, and there are changes that are taking place. Again, when Spirit tells you to move, because this is an energy here where you're going to avoid the Tower. Okay, you're going to win by any means necessary because that's what you want. But they're showing you how that may have gotten you in a pickle in the past. And so you're going to do something different. You're doing it differently where there's success and abundance that awaits you. Okay? Financial commitments. Okay? So this is a group, a ring of people, okay, a group, club, organization, maybe your peers, maybe your friends, but this is talking about long-term investments, the long game. And with the rings here, it could even talk about partnerships, collaborations with family, friends, a relative, or your own people, right? Your husband, your girlfriend, your wife, your boyfriend. You want to find out, are we on the same page? Okay, there's a discussion that needs to be had, and Spirit God Source is going to expose the truth. All right? Regarding careers, this could talk about partnerships, working together, and having a fulfilling career, Aquarius. So, you're organizing for success, you're prioritizing and getting things in order. Some of you, you're working on building your credit up, getting approved loans and things like that. You're creating a legacy, and you have the foresight. They're giving you mental clarity, but it comes with a lot of responsibility, and you're up for it. Until next time, I hope it was helpful. Namaste.